I just wanted to share with everybody on Kickstarter this. That is our view in Barton. Can you believe no one's made a film here before? How gorgeous is that? And that, my friends, is home.
As is an attraction, even idiot could work out. Simple as duck to water, or pork and steak to gouge. It need not climb up roof and get to chimney pot and shout. Like crispy crossword clues to the clever. You and me were meant to be together. Joined so tightly at the hip, like mushy pea and salty chip. Both of council trucks and multi-header. Tight curtain, you kiss the shores. You're always mine, I'm always yours. You and me will always be together. You and me will always be together. You and me will always be together.
Oh, now that gives me goosebumps, but I'm sure it must give you bigger goosebumps, guys, because you two are the people behind that film. Welcome to Live in the Hive, Rosie and Hayley.
Thanks for having us.
Now, honestly, it's very exciting, this, because, you know, I love films that are made here in England. I love films that are unique, original. They've kind of got that passion behind them. And this is what 9 years feels to me. Is that kind of the passion that comes from you guys about the Humber Bridge and Hull?
Yeah, do you want me to start, Rosie?
Yeah. You're the Bartonian, Hayley.
I am the Bartonian. So I grew up in Barton upon Humber, which is one side of the Humber Bridge. So the Humber Bridge has always meant home to me. Whenever you're driving back from somewhere, you see those towers, and it means you're close to a cup of tea. Many members of my family worked on the build of it. My auntie Janny worked as a tea girl, delivering tea up the towers, which is where the original idea kind of came from. So yeah, it was just talking to local people, and the passion is still there for the bridge. There's lots of feelings still very, very, very real and very open out there. So I thought it was a good way into that community and to tell the story.
Explain. It's like the backdrop to the film, isn't it? Rosie,
Yeah.
The film is set in 1972. It's when the actual build of the Humber Bridge was being done. It took 9 years. That's the premise. Tell us a little bit more about what is on top of that then, Rosie.
So yeah, you're quite right. That's kind of in the background is the whole build of the Humber Bridge, but we follow Judy Tagore, who's our kind of lead protagonist, who's a very ambitious young girl who wants a career in music and kind of dreams of getting out of a small town kind of thing. So it's about her kind of struggle with trying to follow her dreams, but then the bridge is this kind of looming thing that keeps dragging her in and kind of threatening to stop that in some way. So that's her kind of struggle. But then it's also about how the bridge had such a positive effect on a lot of people as well. And, you know, it created loads of jobs, and it was like a huge community around it, wasn't it? So there's kind of her push and pull with wanting to do a music career, and then she's surrounded by the kind of family and community who are really, you know, the bridge is the most exciting thing that's happened there.
and what we saw from that trailer there is you actually went and did, was it 133 interviews over the space of 2 years, Hayley, to actually get all the information for this film, just to get it right?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was important to tell real stories. That's what me and Rosie do a lot in our work anyway. We base a lot of stuff around interviews. So yeah, when it was originally a stage show, we conducted all these interviews to inform the stage show, and then it's obviously evolved alongside Enon Films into this project.
What does it feel like to be making a film together?
It's bonkers.
Yeah, Hayley and I have worked together for about 10 years, probably on theatre projects here and there. So it's been our first film together. So it's really, really exciting, and just trying to transfer those skills of working in theatre over to film, and using our experience in that way.
And how do you do that? How does it make that change from stage to screen? Was that always kind of the way that you wanted to go, or is it just kind of just happened?
Rosie?
It's just kind of happened. Happened for this film, for this project, I think. Would you say, Hayley? It kind of just evolved into that, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It felt very cinematic even when we were developing it as a theatre piece.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and we were quite restricted in what we could do with theatre. So we could either rest on our laurels or find some amazing people to work with who know film inside out. And that's what we did.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a lot of learning.
Well,
definitely from people.
Do you know what? You're almost there. I know that you're filming, that you start filming towards the end of this week, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Nervous, excited?
Both of those things.
But very excited, and every time I get a bit nervous, I'll speak to someone, one of the locations in Barton or the residents or something like that, and they just put me at ease. Everyone's so supportive. The community of Barton and Hull have just been so enthusiastic about the project and supportive that it takes the edge off majorly.
Now, I've got to ask about that, because obviously if it's set in 1972 and kind of the following 9 years, how difficult is that to create that time period? You've set yourself a challenge, girls.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and we've got an amazing costume team and an amazing art director, Jess, and then there's Shannon and Amy, who are all working on this to develop the timelines. And we do a lot of the aging process with the actors through their actual gestures and what they do, and it's a lot of hair. There's a lot of hair.
It's the 70s. Come on, there's got to be a lot of hair.
Yeah. Because we go through 2 decades. We go from 1972 through to 1980. So the transition's insane.
Oh, I love that. I'd be borrowing the costumes and going out in them at the weekend. Talking of those people wearing the costumes, though, look at your lineup here. That's a fab cast that you've got there.
Look at them. They're awesome.
Gorgeous. Very talented. We're very lucky.
I know. I mean, gosh, the search for the right people. Did you have that in mind already? Like, I know, Hayley, you've wrote 9 years. So when you're writing, do you kind of visualize? Is it very, very difficult to kind of veer away from what you've got in your head?
In a way, but I think when the right person comes into the room, I think actors often think the audition process is about whether they're good or bad, but it's nothing to do with that. It's whether it just clicks. Yeah. And there's no exact science to it. It just clicked in the room with each and every one of these actors. So yeah, that's what we were looking for. It was a feeling, wasn't it, Rosie?
Yeah, definitely. And yes, they always surprise you as well. You might have an image in your mind of one of the characters, and then someone will walk in completely opposite of what you kind of had in your mind and bring something totally new. And me and Hayley are all about that. We love kind of collaboration, and everyone putting their stamp on their role is very important to us.
Well, they look like they're having a good time in those rehearsals. It's fantastic, because not only have they got to act, I suppose they've got to sing in this, especially like the lead character, right?
Yeah, and the big challenge with it is that it's all directed to the beat. So there's a beat running throughout. So it's almost choreographed. We're running it a lot like a musical on stage.
Oh wow!
In a way, we're bringing a lot of our theatre knowledge across to this project. So yeah.
So do the majority of them sing then?
They've all got rhythm.
Oh, I'm so
They've all got
intrigued.
rhythm. Yeah. We recorded the tracks in advance at the Chapel Studios in South Thoresby in Lincolnshire, which is an amazing studio. So everything sounds amazing. But yeah, they're going to have to sing on set as well.
That is brilliant, because as well, you've got a bit of a heavyweight. Come on.
There he is.
There he is.
Heaton from the beautiful South. He's only gone and done 4 songs on your soundtrack, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been incredible, absolutely incredible. We couldn't have asked for more from Paul.
Absolutely. How did you get him on board?
Honestly, Twitter. I sent him a tweet and I said, I've got this script and I love your new album and I think there's some crossover here. And he responded really quickly and then we started collaborating.
That is amazing. And I'm sure they must be fantastic tracks, right?
Oh, they're amazing. They're incredible.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I know that not only are you filming it, but you are still in the process of funding it. And that is what is so important about getting so many people out there to watch this film, because when you produce something so good, you have to get it seen. Now, I think the great thing that you guys are doing, you're doing a Kickstarter fund. Tell us a bit about that, because I think Kickstarter is brilliant.
I do too. So yeah, our main shoot and the post-production and everything is all funded. The film will exist. But the thing we need help in is getting it out there and getting it distributed, getting it seen as widely as physically possible, getting some really good PR behind it. And that is what the Kickstarter is there to fund. So we're doing all right. We're 15% of the way there already. It's only been running a few days. So there's people behind it. It's going well. And just last night, it became a Kickstarter project we love. So it's going to be featured on the main page and everything. So that's exciting. But yeah, if you'd like to make a pledge, see the film early, anything like that, you can visit the Kickstarter just there, 9 years proof of concept, because we are hoping that this is going to be a feature down the line. That's the whole point of making this shorter version.
Absolutely. It really, really, it should be, definitely. And you know what I really like about the Kickstarter is I've been on it myself and there's loads of different options.
Yeah.
And you can actually either have your name in the credits. I mean, come on, who doesn't want their name in the credits of a film? That's amazing. There's a chance to have a crew t-shirt. And this one is genius, right? Now, I think everybody should buy this one. You get to have your photo featured somewhere in the film. Oh my goodness. So basically it could be in somebody's house and then it's in the frame, maybe one of the family members, and it's like, oh, there's Michelle. Oh,
yeah, get involved. There's loads of really good rewards on there, so you can really get involved in it. Yeah,
but it is. I think what Kickstarter does. It's a two-way process, isn't it? And it gives you the chance to get the money that you really need to get, more people to see it. And actually, you get those opportunities that are a bit once in a lifetime. To kind of have that moment to show your grandkids when they're older. Go, that Oscar-winning film, 9 years. That scene where she makes a cup of tea and puts it down. That's my picture. Oh, brilliant. Now, do you still need any extras? Because I know you put a shout out about some extras. How are you doing for your extras?
Yeah, well, we're very keen to use people from the local community. We want as many people from Yorkshire and the Humber involved in this as possible. So if anybody wants to get involved, they can email info@foxandcox.co.uk. And we'll get you involved somehow.
Oh, brilliant.
The merrier.
Really,
absolutely.
That would be absolutely cool just to do that. I've got to show up this before you go, though. Oh, my goodness. Is this what the world has become now? I believe this was your production meeting, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And am I right in thinking you all had tapas together on a Zoom?
Yeah.
It was nicknamed the Spanish Table by one of our co-producers who is Spanish, Gabrielle from Enon Films, and I've never heard it called that before, but we rolled with it and everyone got a little package with some Spanish wine and some olives in the post. It would usually be a big meeting us all together, but obviously with COVID we've got to adapt, so wine's always going to help.
Isn't it fantastic though that we can still have things happen, even though I know we're on the end of it now, but we can still kind of like this, we're all in different places, and how a movie can now still be made and arts can still continue, because it would be a sad place without it, wouldn't it?
It would.
It would, and I think a lot of people are really excited about it because of that as well. People are excited to see something happening, you know, just coming out of the pandemic, hopefully. But it's nice to see that work's still happening. So yeah.
Now, when can we see this 9 years then? Because I know it. Oh, okay, sorry. I asked one question.
No.
Well, if you one of the rewards on the pledges of Kickstarter, you can see it earlier than everyone else. So if you're desperate to see it, get on the Kickstarter, and then you can have the early viewing. But yeah,
it's going to be doing the festival circuit, so we can't release it until it's done all the festivals. So it's gonna be a little while. Hopefully by next summer we'll be able to start thinking about premieres and such like.
Yeah. Oh, well, please, will you come back on and let us know how the filming went, how the editing went, and everything like that, because I just think it sounds great. You've got a great cast. You've got an absolutely great story, which has, like I say, a lot of passion to it. And I just love the fact that you are, you know, you're just going for it. It's amazing. And you're women. More power.
Can you believe it?
No, go big or go home, Michelle.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go big or go home.
Oh, go big or go home. I like that. Yeah, that could be my new catchphrase. Oh, do you know what? Lovely speaking to you. I know that you have got tons to do. Good luck with the start of filming, and take care and say hello to all the cast for me.
Will do. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.